Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. The following was originally a private comparison test that I did for water mods for Skyrim modding on PS4. I decided to put these into a video in case it might help you out. Please note that there are only 2 water mods that's going to be in this video besides the vanilla look that you're seeing right here, where all my mods are currently active with the exception of the water mods as well as natural lighting aesthetica because it does alter the way water looks. So with vanilla water, you can see that we have this excessive fake sparkle, which I absolutely hate. Also, it's kind of flowing oddly. That's where the water mod that I've always used comes into play. This is Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux PS4 by Sparrow Prince. I absolutely love this water mod. As you can see, it absolutely removes the fake sparkle that the water had before, making it look a lot more realistic, a lot more natural. It also gives a little bit of water transparency so that you can see the detail, as well as it corrects the flow of water in the areas where it needs it. Now this here is an absolutely fantastic look, but I was curious with another popular mod that's recently been ported to PlayStation, what differences, if any, it might make. This is the comparison for the popular water mod, Realistic Water 2. Now this mod requires a separate mod in order to function, which is Realistic Water 2 Resources, and then for me it's the PS4 version as I am PS4. These were ported to PlayStation by mod author Moore's Umbra. As you can see, Realistic Water 2 also removes the fake excess sparkle from the water, making it look realistic. It is also a little bit more transparent than Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux is. As you can see closer to the camera, the grass is much more visible. So my next comparison test was to see if both water mods would correct water flow where they need to, like right here where you can see it just doesn't look exactly quite right in the vanilla water the way that it's flowing around this landmass. So with the water mod Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux PS4, I know it corrects these areas, as you can see here where it looks much more natural as the water is flowing, and again the excessive fake sparkle has been removed and the sunlight is simply hitting the water and illuminating it the way that it naturally would. I was happy to see that also Realistic Water 2 did the same thing, correcting the flow of water in the area and reflecting the sunlight on the water the way that it should, also making it a little bit more transparent to where you can see the landmass a little bit better. Next up, please note that the rocks in this shot are currently modded, but the water is vanilla. So I wanted to test and see how the mods would change up the way water was flowing down and around objects. So first up is again Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux PS4. As you can see, again the water is a little bit more transparent and does flow nicely around the rock objects. Then followed by that is the comparison with Realistic Water 2. Interesting to note, besides the fact that the water again is more transparent than it previously was, making the shallow area a little bit more detailed in what you can see under it, also the water that is coming off of these mini falls here looks much wetter with a kind of mist effect. Next up, I wanted to test, starting again with vanilla as a base, shallow to deep water. This is Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux, and as you can see there's a little bit of detail of where I'm standing, but it's much more noticeable with Realistic Water 2, where again, where I'm standing is much more noticeable because of transparency. Next, I wanted to test water reflection, so I came to Solstein, where you can see the mountain's reflection in the water is kind of covered up by the sparkle of the water, until using Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux PS4, where the reflection in the water is much clearer, much more noticeable. Same can be said with Realistic Water 2, which once again makes it much more noticeable than the vanilla water. You'll also notice the waves look a little bit different with this mod installed. The final test that I ran was in another deep body of water, this time back in Skyrim. Again, using vanilla as my starting base, you'll see that the water is flowing towards where I'm standing, towards the camera, and continues to do so with Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux PS4, but still looks much more natural and the reflections are much better. Finally, with Realistic Water 2, you'll notice a complete change in the way that the water is behaving, where here, to me at least, it seems like the water is a lot more calm and not flowing nearly as quickly to the camera. So, That was my comparison test for these two water mods. While Water and Terrain Enhancement Redux PS4 is still my favorite water mod, Realistic Water 2 is very promising, and I definitely liked what I saw with it and do intend to test it some more. I hope that these comparisons helped you out if you are trying to choose between these two very popular water mods. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Take care.